Welcome to the JavaScript Basics module of this course. This project covers a lot of JavaScript concepts, and explaining them as I code might make things confusing for you at times or even most times. So I've decided to cover some of the JavaScript and HTML5 canvas basics that we'll need to code this game beforehand in these two modules. So after that we can continue coding the game, and when we do that you'll have a basic understanding of JavaScript and canvas beforehand, so you'll understand the concepts much better. So this shouldn't take long, so buckle up. Well, first of all, I've created a folder called JavaScript Basics folder, and I've opened up by going to File and Open Folder. Okay, so I've created the JavaScript Basics folder. Now I'll create some basic files that I'll need to show you the examples of our JavaScript concepts. So first of all, it's going to be index.html and then style.css and then finally script.js. So I've created the basic files that I need, and then let me create a HTML skeleton within this HTML file. So I'll be using one of Bracket's pre-made elements for this. They have an element where you can create basic HTML skeleton just by clicking a couple of buttons, but you could just type all of this because I've already handled all of these concepts in the HTML module, so you can just type all of this if you don't have brackets as well. So now that we've done this, let's link the CSS file, that is the style.css file, with our HTML file. I've already handled how to do that as well. So before that, let me give a title to our page, so JavaScript Basics. So that's our title, and below that let's link our style.css file to our HTML file. Relationship is going to be style sheet, and then there's going to be type text/css, and then finally href. That's going to link to our style.css file. Okay. Alright, so now we need to link to the JavaScript file, that is the script.js file. We need to link the script.js and the index.html file so the browser knows where we are getting our script code from. So before that, let me clear something up. These file names aren't the rule at all. Only the extensions are. For example, index.html can be anything. It can be game.html. It's up to you, completely up to you, but the .html, .js, and .css, that's compulsory. So similarly, though a JavaScript file should have .js extension or it won't be a JavaScript file at all, you can give it any name you want. Script.js is what I've chosen. I just like to use the index.html, script.js, and style.css combo because I'm comfortable with it. You can choose any file names that you want. And just like you've referenced the style.css in here, let's reference our script.js as well. This tag is going to be the script tag, and it can be placed anywhere within the HTML document. It can be placed within the head tag like we've placed the link tag, or it can also be placed within the body tag. But usually the ideal place to place them is at the bottom of the body tag. As in, let's say there are some quotes in here in this body tag. Okay, you'll place the script tag at the bottom of the whole code. Okay, why? Well, there is a reason for this, because this way the HTML page and the CSS design of the web page will load first and then the script will run. If not, your script might run before your visitor even sees the web page, and that's not the ideal way to display a website, because most of the time a JavaScript code will be written based on the designs and the text and content already inside a web page. So the visitor needs to look at them to understand what the JavaScript is doing. So that's why we're placing it at the bottom of the body tag. So the syntax is pretty simple. For the script tag, let me get to it. So obviously it needs to have the script tag, and then you need to specify a type. So the type is going to be text/JavaScript. Remember how in here we gave the type as text/CSS. So here it has to be text/JavaScript. And finally, instead of the href we used here, we're going to use source, abbreviated as src. So source is going to be script.js. There you go. But this is not an empty tag like the link tag was. It has an end tag. But the thing is, even though we are closing the script tag, we're not going to write anything between these start and end tags, because we already have a script.js file where we're going to include all the JavaScript codes. So we're not going to make use of this section right here. Okay, but this is also an option. Instead of linking to the source in here, you can just write your JavaScript code right here. That will work perfectly, but it's very good practice to always separate your HTML file and your JavaScript code, just like you've separated your CSS code and your HTML code. So that's why we are not going to include the code in here, but separately in the script.js file. So let me bring it back. Alright, so now we've linked our JavaScript file with our HTML file and everything is ready. So from the next section, we'll start looking into concepts of JavaScripts. So see you there. Bye.